Most people think hard times are just something that happened to them. But the truth is, many of the struggles we face are not only created by circumstances, but also by the way we respond to them. And if we're not careful, we can turn a moment of difficulty into a lifetime of struggle. Think about it. How many people do you know who went through something painful years ago, but are still living as if it happened yesterday? The breakup, the failure, the disappointment, it became their whole identity. Instead of moving forward, they replay it, dwell on it, and keep feeding it until the weight of the past becomes heavier than the present. At that point, the hard time is no longer the problem. It's the story we've built around it. Hard times will come for everyone. You can't control that. But what you can control is whether they become a teacher or a prison. Some people take pain and let it shape them into something stronger. Others take pain and turn it into a permanent home. The difference is not in what happened. The difference is in how they chose to respond. Here's the danger. Struggle often feels like clarity. When things go wrong, the world feels sharp and loud. Your emotions are heightened and your thoughts tell you, this is who you are now. This is your reality. And if you believe that, you start acting in ways that reinforce the very life you don't want. You isolate yourself. You stop taking risks. You sabotage opportunities because you assume they'll only lead to more pain. Before long, the hard time isn't just an event. It's your whole way of life. But here's the part we miss. Hard times are not the enemy. They are signals. They expose the cracks in our foundation. They reveal what needs to change. The challenge is not meant to bury you. It's meant to wake you up. If you ignore that, you stay stuck. If you face it, you grow. When you look at successful people, it's not that they never had struggles. In fact, most of them had harder beginnings than you can imagine. The difference is, they refused to let those struggles become their permanent definition. They saw the lesson inside the pain. They let hard times train them instead of trap them. The truth is, every hard time carries two possible futures. In one, you remain the victim, telling the same story again and again until it defines you. In the other, you accept the reality of the struggle but refuse to bow to it. You use it as fuel, as proof that you can endure, adapt, and rise higher. Ask yourself this: are you carrying your struggles, or are they carrying you? Because if your pain is still the loudest voice in your life, you're not the one in control. You've given your power away. And that's why life feels heavier than it should. Here's what changes everything. Realizing that pain is temporary, but what you choose to do with it can last forever. When you stop replaying old wounds, when you stop building your identity around what hurt you, you take back the driver's seat. You stop living in reaction, and you start living with intention. Yes, it's hard. Growth is uncomfortable. Letting go feels like loss. But ask yourself, what's the alternative? To keep replaying the same story? To keep blaming the past for why the future can't be different? That's not survival. That's surrender. Hard times are not proof that life is against you. They're proof that life is pushing you to evolve. Every setback is a mirror. It shows you where you've been living too small, where you've been ignoring warning signs, where you've been letting fear run the show. And once you see it that way, the question shifts from why me to what now? And that's the moment everything changes, because the power is no longer outside of you. It's in your hands. The hard time didn't break you. It revealed you. It showed you what needs to be rebuilt, rethought, redefined. And if you accept that, then the very thing that once felt like a curse becomes the foundation of your strength. So the next time life knocks you down, remember, you have two choices. You can stay there, repeating the story of how unfair it all is, or you can rise up, take the lesson, and build something stronger. Struggle will always be part of life, but suffering, endless, repeated suffering, that is optional. Don't be the person who lets a moment of pain define an entire life. Be the person who uses it as proof that even in your darkest chapter, you were still becoming the person you were meant to be. Because once you see hard times for what they really are, not punishments, not prisons, but pathways, you stop fearing them, you stop resisting them, and you start walking through them with your head high, knowing that on the other side of struggle, there is always growth, always strength, and always a better version of you waiting to be born.